Thinking about applying for a VA loan? Well, then this video is for you. Keep watching. Hello, everybody. This is Billy with Aspire Realty Group. I'm here with Ryan Groneweg. We wanted to get together and talk a little bit about VA loans. As you folks probably already know, Alaska has the highest per capita of veterans in the United States. So we do see a lot of these loans. And so I get basic questions. I am not a financial professional. I cannot give financial advice. So I wanted to bring on Ryan, our subject matter expert here, to talk a little bit about VA loans, where we go to get those, what kind of stuff we need to make it happen, and kind of some of the pitfalls.
Yeah. Thanks, Billy. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
So VA loans. VA loans are, in my opinion, probably the best loan program, one of the very best loan programs available to borrowers. And it's kind of shocking how many VAs come to me and they for some reason think that it's not a good program. Like they don't want to use it, or maybe they haven't used it. They've gotten other loans before and they've only gotten conventionals or FHAs. So I think it's a great opportunity to talk about it and educate. Yeah,
there definitely does seem to be an education gap on what folks think that a VA loan is and what it isn't, right? So when we get a VA loan, it's there's lots of companies out there that label themselves as, they'll have like veterans in the name or, something like that in there. And it kind of tricks people. And what folks don't realize is these are actually private lenders that have essentially, assimilated their names, with these programs to increase their business, right? So there are some things to look out for.
Yeah, that is super common. There's definitely lots of businesses that will include veteran into the marketing material to imply that it's some kind of official or like governmental sponsored thing. Certainly not the case.
Certainly not the case.
Yeah, and the reason it's just simply they want VA loans because it's a great program. Let's dive right into it, huh?
Excellent. So where do we start with a VA loan?
So I would say that if you have a client or a borrower is interested in getting a VA loan, really the first thing that I would want to determine as an originator, as a lender, would be, are they eligible?
Right.
Right? Because not all military personnel are eligible for VA loans. Or maybe they are eligible, they've already used all of it or a portion of it, and we'll get into that a little bit. But determining eligibility is really, really easy. There's various ways you can do it. You can go you could go to the VA yourself, call them up and say, hey, I want to know how much I'm eligible for, and ask for a certificate of eligibility, a COE.
And from what I understand, there's a couple different places to get those, right? So you can go online and utilize the online portal through like eBenefits. You can reach out to your local lender. I think we'll put some links down for you below so people can get to you to get those.
Yeah, I can totally get those too. So I can just log into the VA and pull it. It just takes me a couple minutes.
Excellent. And I know there are some providers out there that are charging for those services, so just realize there's other places to go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I mean, obviously I won't charge anybody for it, but that's step one, is determining if and how much you're eligible for, right?
Right.
And then kind of piggybacking off that, once you determine that you're eligible for a VA loan, you get into how much.
Right.
Right. And we talked about this.
Is there a cap or something like that?
So, yes.
How much can I borrow?
Yes and no. And this is where there's a lot of misinformation. So I'll do my best to describe this. I like to describe a VA loan as like a bucket of money. Okay. Or maybe a cup of money, right?
Cup of money. I like that. I like that.
Right. And there's kind of two different ways that you can use your VA benefits for a loan. If this is a cup of money, it's like money that you can use towards a down payment.
Sure.
Right? The VA will guarantee your loan and they will cover your 25% down payment on 1 through 4 unit properties. So single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex.
All the way to a fourplex.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you can use it one of two ways. You can say, you know what? I want to go big. I want to get the biggest, baddest, meanest, most expensive fourplex in Anchorage. Some South Side garages.
$1.4 million.
Just some monster. Yeah, right? And
those exist.
They do. Yes. And I'll tell you, a lot of smart VAs use it that way.
Yeah, I found some nice ones over on Southside, the kind of duplex setup.
Right. Because if you do a single purchase with your VA, there's no limit. Think of this as like this limit Martha Stewart bag cup. It's just there's unlimited amount of money in down payment funds that you can use. So you can go find a giant property, and they'll just cover the 25% down payment regardless of how much that property costs. Right. That's one way to use it. The other way that you can use it is, let's say that you're a VA, you have a family, wife and kids, and they call you up and they're like, "Hey, we want a $300,000 single family home."
Okay.
Right? Well, in that case, because it's not a single time use, it is essentially a bucket of money.
Right.
And the VA allows you to borrow the limit for the VA is $970, $800.
That's
right.
high. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the amount.
Sure.
Now, if they allow you to get a $300,000 house,
what happens to the other 600?
Right, it's still in that bucket. So they'll pull out that down payment. You'll go move into that house, you'll live in it, and then down the road, let's say your family outgrows that house.
Sure, and that happens, right? And so now what do? I have one existing VA loan. Do I have to go conventional?
Nope. This is the mistake that so many people make. And a lot of even lenders don't know this, and it's crazy because there's still so much money available. So all they have to do is literally rent out that house. They go right back to the VA, say, "Hey, I want to get another loan for a nicer, bigger house for me and my family." They're like, "Okay, well, you got this." They call me, or they go back to the VA, and they say, "Yeah, actually, Steve, you can still borrow money for another house." And then they go use their VA again.
Right, and I think it has to show some form of improvement, right? So like maybe it's closer to your healthcare facility, maybe it's slightly more square footage, maybe an extra bedroom, bigger garage, something like that, right?
Yeah, usually the underwriters are looking for just common sense justification.
Sure.
Like, why are you moving out of one property into another? Common reasons are maybe you got a new job,
sure,
in another, it's closer, new town, relocation, bigger house, more bedrooms, kids, dogs, backyard, stuff like that. You know?
That makes sense.
So
it seems like it would be really easy to justify that as well.
It's super easy. Yeah. And I mean, really, ultimately, everyone's intentions are very good. And as long as you can just show common sense,
sure,
there's very rarely any issues. But I would say the biggest takeaway for anybody to take away from this would be you have multiple VA possibilities. So if you think you've used it once on a $300,000, $200,000 house, don't let the rest of that money go to waste. You can get to another or even possibly a third VA loan depending on how much entitlement you have left.
Right.
And even if, kind of go a little bit deeper here, even if you've used maybe 2 VA loans and you got a tiny bit of money that's still sitting in there, and down the road you want to go use a third VA loan, even if there's not enough money for the whole down payment, you can still apply it to the down payment and then cover the remainder of that 25% down payment requirement yourself.
Right.
So there's lots
still
of
some
options.
money there to help you even after the fact.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's really, I love telling people that because usually, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate or if you're just a regular person. A lot of people don't know that, and it's very helpful.
And it's a common misconception. I run into a lot of people. I had a client that specifically said that. Like,
yeah,
hey, I'd love to get into something else, but, I have an existing VA loan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, actually,
yeah,
we can actually, get you a second VA loan and still, utilize the rest of your benefits.
Yep. So, one more tip I'd like to give on VAs.
Sure.
So there's all sorts of different programs and loan products and lenders out there, but one cool program that a lot of VAs have access to is called Homes for Heroes. Have you
I've
heard
heard
of that?
about this one. Yeah. So let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah. So Homes for Heroes is a nonprofit organization, and they partner with financial institutions, and they hold the financial institutions, or in my case, a broker. They hold us accountable for giving good service, and also for in most cases providing some kind of incentive towards the borrower's closing costs.
Okay.
So, the beauty of it is it doesn't just apply to veterans. Heroes is a term they use that, of course, applies to veterans, but also teachers, firefighters, police officers, and just general healthcare professionals.
That's awesome.
It's a really cool program.
That's a lot of people that that you're covering in that.
Yeah, and really, there's not a lot of programs out there that are just like, hey, thank you for your service. Here's some cash towards your closing costs, right? So
exactly.
It's called Homes for Heroes. Look for sponsored. When you're doing your due diligence and shopping and choosing who you want to work with, check that out. I am a sponsored lender with Homes for Heroes, and I can certainly answer any questions.
Yeah, and so what we should do is throw some of those links down below so people can get to that, Homes for Heroes. Check that out. Find a certified lender near you.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I think I Aspire Realty as well is, I think, one of the certified agent partners.
I understand.
Actually, it is. I know it is, yeah. And there's not very many of them either. So
excellent. Well, we're proud to serve,
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, hopefully that answers some of the questions that you folks might have had about VA loans. I know there's a lot of misinformation out here, so we want to make sure that we can get you to the good information. Again, if I don't have the right answers, I will find somebody that does. Appreciate your time. Thanks for Ryan for coming out and answering some questions for us. It's always a good time. Well, I appreciate you. Please don't forget to go down, like, subscribe, throw some comments below in the if you have any questions for VA loans, or if you just kind of want to see some different kind of content. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to get your feedback. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks, guys.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video and found that information useful. If you guys have any questions or would like us to make a video about something that you're interested in, be sure to leave a comment. I am going to leave some links for some useful information down in the description for you. Be sure to check that out. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video with your friends. And until then, see you next time.